Okay, so today we wanted to share with you a little bit of our story about getting involved in the travel business, because I think that we can always learn from each other, right? And it always also can help us have perspective, even from our own story and where we've started, and kind of how, there's like seasons in your business and times where you have to kind of step back and reevaluate what you're doing. But from struggles to suitcases, how our travel business brought purpose and prosperity. So I would say that for me personally, I've always had a more entrepreneurial spirit. The very first time I dabbled in being an entrepreneur was when I was in college. And there was a business opportunity.
I don't know if I know the story.
For a lingerie company. And so this was like an at home, kind of a direct sales type business, right?
Did you have to wear lingerie at people's houses?
No, I just sold the lingerie.
Okay.
I sold the lingerie, but I did that in college.
I would have bought lingerie from you.
And thank you.
Even if I didn't wear it, I would have bought it from you. I would have been like,
I'm certain
whatever you're selling, baby, I'll buy it. I don't know.
In addition to being a nanny, that was a little side gig that I had. And I think I got my entrepreneurial spirit from my dad. My dad started a business when I was very small. I think I was like 2 or 3. I've been around, an entrepreneur my whole life in terms of my dad, owning, operating his business in a town. But, I learned a lot about direct sales. I learned a lot about myself when I did that business. And then after that, my next way to the world of entrepreneur was Mary Kay. How many of you have been to Mary Kay? Either you bought Mary Kay or you actually have sold it, or you just bought into it so that you get the stuff for a discount. Let me know in the comments, because obviously they've been around for a long time. And I think they're celebrating 60 years now. So I've always had this like entrepreneurial spirit, but it was one of those things where I didn't stick with it forever, right? I did it, but then I didn't stay with it it wasn't like lifelong. Then the next thing I did after that, which of course it wasn't like one right after the other. There was time in between. A jewelry company, again, direct sales type thing.
Okay.
And that was something that I did when my kids were young, and I was a single.
Was that 𝗧𝗧𝗏𝗧𝗏?
Yeah.
Oh wow! I was totally guessing.
Yes, so that was 𝗧𝗏𝗏. They sold, and I don't know if
there might be some people that are doing 𝗧𝗏𝗏.
But anyway, that was my next thing that I did. And then shortly after that was when we started our travel business.
The closest I got to entrepreneurship when I was growing up was I sold lemonade out in front of my house.
I did that too.
At a lemonade stand that I made when my mom would have a yard sale. And my mom was an Avon lady years ago. So, and I did do paper routes anyway, but I did your normal. I didn't have a big entrepreneurial family. So I'm just grateful to God that he helped me learn how to be an entrepreneur. So,
but I've always been one to take calculated risks and not be afraid to try new things, and somebody who can put myself out there. So that's something that I think, has led to my ultimate success in certain things. As you can imagine, when we're stepping out into the travel business, well, there goes Tami again, starting another biz, right? People who know you and who know your history are going to make assumptions based on what you've done in the past. Or how many of you here have maybe thought your family looks at you and your business and they think that it's, initially, maybe not now, but initially they thought it was just going to be a hobby. Just a little something on the side.
When we started our travel business, everybody thought we were crazy.
Yeah.
They all were like, why are you starting a travel business? I mean, why would you do that when all the travel agencies are closing?
Right.
And so, but I do remember though, when we started our travel business, I was committed to not letting us fail. Like,
yes,
I said to Tami, I remember this still day, I will do everything in our power to not let this fail. Unless God tells us to stop, I will not let us fail.
Lose steadfastness in life, and his loyal spirit kept us, on a good, solid foundation.
Well, and if she was frustrated, I would look at the frustrations and be like, I always did that in our business. Like, what can I do to figure out not to make this happen again? So when you have a problem, you should first analyze, how did this happen? And is there a way to prevent it from happening? A lot of times we realized in our business, there was a way. For example, when we were struggling to get leads and going to bridal shows and all that, I started investigating, is there a better way that we can get our wedding leads without having to pay all this money for wedding shows? And I'd always been kind of looking for trainings and things, but I would start to get sold to online different things that I was interested in to help us in our business. But then I started to realize, wait a minute, I can do this for our travel business. I can do this for our destination wedding business. There's no reason I can't build an online sales funnel.
Right.
And that's what I did, because I kind of learned how to do it by people doing it to me.
When it comes to those situations that we had, those problems and whatnot, we always assess them from okay, is there another solution here? And how much are we willing to pay for that solution? Sometimes you do have to take a leap of faith, right? If you are in a place where you're not happy, if you don't make a change, you will continue to be in that place. So you have to make a decision always. Am I okay to stay in this place of frustration? Or is it worth it for me to do something that might be a little scary so that I can get out of that place of frustration? Right. Ultimately, we persevered.
Yes.
We pushed through a lot of setbacks. We pushed through
a lot
of frustrations. We pushed through the times where we felt like giving up. Right. We pushed through the problems that we didn't think there were solutions for.
Right.
We created a lot of solutions. We had to really figure a lot of different things out as we built and grew our business, and as we specialized in, the destination wedding and honeymoon world. But now we've been in business for over 15 years.
Yes.
And as a result, like, again, it's not everybody wants overnight success in today's world. We're going to be somewhere in 15 years, right? I want to do something that, like, I have to think about what my future is and where do I want to be in 5 years? Where do I want to be in 10 years, right? Because what I do today is going to determine what I'm going to be able to do in 5 years or 10 years, and so we always have to take that moment to really think about where we're heading and what we want to accomplish within this time frame. But within that, since starting our business 15 years ago, of course, we were able to retire Lou from being a school teacher when he was 50 years old. And we were able to purchase our first dream home and get some remodeling done there. We were able to pay for our some of the kids who did go to college for their college in cash, so they were able to graduate debt free.
Right.
We've obviously been able to go on amazing bucket list vacations as a family
like
and as
a couple.
It's just a huge blessing to be able to say that you can accomplish these things by being in business and by persevering through some challenging times, and persevering through mindset, and being willing to change your routine, being willing to change your habits, being willing to step out and do things, and being willing to invest in things. We wanted to just come on today and just, encourage you that no matter where you're at in your journey as a business owner, whether you're at the beginning, whether you're at the middle, whether you're at the pulling your hair out, I don't think I can keep going at this pace. We wanted to encourage you today that you got this.
You do have this. Just don't quit. First thing you do is don't quit.
You can do this. We believe in you.